All right. Are we live? Am I live? Can you all see me? Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I'm the Fit Lawyer ATL. Okay. All right. So we are here today, and it was an exciting day in the YSL case. Okay. I got too many screens up, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay. Figured it out. Figured out where the echo was. Close that. All right. So we're back. Everyone hear me? I did not. Something's going on. Hold on. Okay. I was doing so many test screens before I got started. So no more echo. I think I'm ready. Do y'all hear just one of me now? Yes, Queen. Glamazon. I am struggle streaming. It's all good. It's the first one. So it's gonna be good. Thank you, Andre. Yes, yes. I'm so excited. So I have had a YouTube channel now posted for about a year. And I first posted it. Let me stop. Let me introduce myself. So my name is the Fit Lawyer ATL. I am a 19-year criminal defense attorney and personal injury attorney in Atlanta, Georgia. I am one of those people who always wanted to be an attorney ever since I was 4 years old. So this has been a lifelong dream. I am living it. I am truly doing what God put me on earth to do. I started in the public defender's office in Fulton County back in 2006 and worked there for 8 years. And I have now been in private practice since 2014. So, unlike the lead attorney, I am still practicing. And so I'm not retired. I don't have all that free time. So this is just amazing. I thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. It was amazing to go to the courthouse today, to be in person. Hit the like button if you're watching the live. And it just was amazing. So I have gotten engrossed in this trial from following the lead and AV, which I probably started following them almost a year ago. I just lurked in the background for a few months, and then I signed up as a member on Lead's channel. I started dropping super chats, and the lead has brought me up a couple times on this channel to share and talk about things from this case and my battle with Ms. Love. And it just kind of gave me more and more courage. Today, as I chatted with you all in the chat and kind of gave updates, Lee brought me up after and shared the link to my page. And it was just amazing to see the subscribers grow from like 66 to 2,000 and something in minutes. Thank you so much. I'm just learning how to show comments. So Lead is tuning in. Y'all, he has been amazing. When I met Miss Chyna Nichols today at the courthouse, I just met her today, I guess about 11:30 a.m. I teased her going live on the Lee's channel. But then as you all showed so much love today and my subscribers grew, I thought this is the perfect opportunity for me to start my own channel and go live for the first time and have Miss Nichols as a guest. And she agreed. And so I'm just so excited. So I'm reading all the comments, trying to keep up. So forgive me if I don't read them all tonight. It's just a lot. But today was it was just very amazing. And God, like whenever you want to set out and do something, starting this YouTube channel has been something I've been praying about and just asking for strength and direction and just trying to manifest and just to see it all happen like this. Like literally, I emailed Lee this evening, like, oh my God, Miss Nichols has agreed to go live and she is coming on. We're doing it at tonight at 9. Can you please help me? Because I got the course, but I'm like on chapter 1. So Lee was so gracious to call, give me a quick tutorial to get me started. And so we are here today. So not sure if you all have been tuning in or not, but today in the YSL trial, when I got the court started, I think, about 9 or 9:30, and the courtroom, I'm sorry, the courtroom was closed to the public. Oh, there you go. The courtroom was closed to the public. So I was in Clayton County this morning for a hearing. And as soon as I finished, I kind of teased and Lee's chat. I'm like, I'm headed down to Fulton County to get this tea. Little did I know that hours later, I would be inside the courtroom to actually see the plea. That is my first time attending court in person. So it's just been an amazing experience. So I am just so happy that you all are here so that we can talk. Miss Chyna Nichols is in the back. And let me just kind of go some more over what happened today. So there are 6 defendants that are still being tried in this case. And you all remember, I think it will probably be 2 weeks ago this Thursday when Mooney Lee was testifying. And it may have been last week. It's just this trial is just so long. But Tess was testifying and a mistrial was asked for by I cannot remember the first attorney, Miss Westmoreland, for a little rod, I believe, asked for it first. And then the second person that joined in was Mr. Huey's attorney, and he asked for the mistrial as well. And so court hasn't been in session since then. And so what has been occurring and what started that very evening was the defense attorneys meeting with the state to discuss plea deals. And so those discussions, like I say, started that evening and they have continued daily since then. And so we today got to see a plea entered. And so as I got down to the courthouse this morning, I was speaking with some people in the hallway, some people in the know, and got word that if the deals make sense, that, you know, everyone is in discussions for one. And that's just kind of the position you are in as a defense attorney. You are going to trial to defend yourself against the charges. But if you're ever presented with something that you can't walk away from, you kind of consider it. And if it makes sense, you take it, because at that point, you have to do what's in your best interest. And it's better to kind of have a guaranteed result versus not knowing what'll happen, staying in trial for months from now, and then possibly things not going your way. So today, Quamarvius Nichols entered a plea on his charges. And I have Chyna Nichols in the studio. We're going to bring her up so that she can introduce herself. We'll get to hear some backstory about Quay Marvius and get to talk about the plea that he entered today. So hit the like button as I get ready to bring up Miss Chyna Nichols to the stage. Hello, Miss Nichols. Can you hear me? Okay. Might be having some connection issues there. Okay, so we're going to bring her up in a second. She is on with us. Chyna is here with us. And let me just, as we're getting her connection and everything straight, tell you how I met Chyna. So when I first got down to the courthouse this morning about 10:30, I came through security downstairs, came upstairs, went right up to the table. And I thought since I was since I was an attorney, I could present my bar card and I'll get escorted to the VIP section. That did not happen. They told me basically you're a lawyer, but you're going to be on the public list today because they're only really treating the attorneys that are actually involved in the case, the special treatment. So I was told to sign on the public list. However, the list was closed at that time and turned over. So I couldn't even see who was on the list. I was just told that the list was full. However, I said, I'm just going to stay in the building because things could happen. Who knows when court is going to open? Somebody could leave. I could get bumped up. You know, God could just work it out. So I hung around, and I would say about 11:30 or so, I saw Miss Nichols, and I did not know who she was when I first saw her, but she was kind of standing away from, I guess, a lot of the other family that was at the courthouse and just kind of to herself. And so she was close to the check-in table, which was where I was kind of hanging out at. So I could kind of get breezy F baby. I see that you remind, I have heard that before when I've gone live on Instagram that I remind people of Candy. It's so crazy to me, but thank you for that. All right, so let me get back to the story. So I am by the check-in table. I notice Miss Nichols there, and I hear and see her excitement. And she is excited about the fact that a plea is going to be entered. Her baby is no longer going to have to come to court. And I heard about a birthday coming up. So I don't know who she is, but I know that she's connected to this case, and I need to figure out who she is. And she was actually looking for someone else that live streams this trial to tell them kind of like what was going on, but they were not in that vicinity. They were in the media room. So I said, well, you can just tell me. So I stepped outside with her and was like, so who are you? I'm on the leads live. I show her the live to, show her proof. She's like, are you lead? And I'm like, no, but I'm on his live and I'm kind of reporting back. So you want to tell me something? And she shared it all. And so I was able to drop the breaking news into the live chat so that we could all be aware of what was going on. And so Miss Nichols is back with us, and I am going to bring her on. Hi, Chyna.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you for joining me. Like I had never seen Chyna before, but it was like when I saw her and spoke to her, we just clicked. Real, recognized real. She was just warm and inviting and so happy, and so her joy was just infectious. And so introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, chat. I'm Chyna Nichols, the wife of Quay Nichols. Hi, everybody.
Yes. Thank you for joining me today on my first live ever. And so like tell me how you're feeling. So I know how I feel after, but you are so connected to this case. This is your man. So he just entered a plea to this YSL case. How do you feel?
I'm just excited, and I'm happy that it's over. We can put this behind us because this has been a long journey, a long, tiring journey. At that, I'm just happy to be able to move past this and move on with our future.
Yes. And speaking of future, so you all are married. How long have you been married?
We've been married 5 years. We've been together. His birthday will make 14 years.
14 years. That's amazing. And his birthday, is it tomorrow? Do I have that correct? Or
It's Halloween. It's actually Thursday. It's Halloween.
Halloween. Okay. So I know he's relieved and excited. And so kind of tell me, I guess we all were watching when the defendant, or not the defendant, the person was testifying, Mooney Lee. That's
His
right.
name is Mooney Lee. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we were all watching that day when he said hashtag free Quay and a mistrial was asked for. So the hashtag free Quay, is that your Quay?
I'm not sure what Quay that is, but that triggered the mistrial being asked
Right.
for. His
Yeah.
lawyer put in a motion for a mistrial because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what Quay that was referred to.
Okay. Not a
It's a lot
problem.
of Quays, so
It
I'm
is.
not.
I'm seeing it's about 3 of them that are in this indictment. I think Mr. Huey goes by Quay as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there is a Taquarius Mender, and I would assume he probably goes through Quay as well. I'm not sure. It was a lot of Quays.
A
Okay,
lot of.
so it's a lot of Quays. All right. So tell me at what point after the mistrial was requested did plea negotiations start for him?
I want to say the mistrial was requested Wednesday, so they started negotiating pleas the very next day.
Very next
The
day.
very next day, they started negotiating pleas, and they negotiated for days and days and days.
Mm-hmm. And it have the
We got
negotiation.
what we wanted.
Say that again.
So we negotiated till we got what we wanted.
That's how you do it. So, were you told what the first, who made the first offer? So I know the mistrial was requested and court kind of paused. Do you know if the state reached out and gave an offer first, or did the
The
defense
state, yeah, the state reached out first, but that wasn't their first time offering him a plea. His original plea was he could have took probation to testify. He could have came home, but he didn't take that plea. So they came with another plea, like 25, do 15. Then they came with like 15, do 5, testifying. He wasn't doing that. Nothing like that. That was just crazy. So we just
Mm-hmm.
waited. And we just waited.
And now these other offers that you talk about, the 15 and the need to testify, did those come prior to the mistrial from last
So
week?
the only one that came prior to the mistrial was he could take probation and come home to testify, but he declined it. That was before the trial started. Actually, he could have came home before the trial started if he cooperated, but he didn't take that.
Okay. Okay. And then do you recall what the first offer was after the mistrial?
It was a I want to say a 30-20.
30-20. When it was 30-20, how many charges, if any, were they offering to dismiss? Did we lose her? So, as it stood today, Mr. Nichols was charged with count 1, which was the RICO count of the indictment.
Send them a lead.
And he also faced, I do hear you. I do hear you. Are you coming back? I don't see you yet. And he was also charged with count 49, 50, 51, 53, 54, and 65. As a result of the current plea deal that he was able to work out today and entered with the state, they agreed to dismiss all of his charges except count 1. He only entered a guilty plea to count 1, which was the RICO count. Miss Nichols is back. Let me bring her back up. All right.
It's my phone. Crazy.
It's not a problem. Look, we're gonna work. Look, I'm struggling streaming, your Wi-Fi tripping. We're gonna work it out together. The chat is loving having you here. So don't worry. All right. So I think we left off with you telling me what charges were involved in the 30-20 offer.
I'm not sure, but I know they reduced the murder into like voluntary manslaughter. I don't
Mm,
know about the gang charges. Like, did they take any of those off the table at that moment? But I know for sure the murder was reduced to voluntary manslaughter, and I honestly think all that other stuff was still on there.
okay. Okay. And obviously that plea was rejected.
Yeah, he not taking that. He didn't do that. So it's crazy.
Exactly. So tell me, what was the next plea offer? Do
The
you know?
next plea after that was 25 do 15. But they still had the voluntary manslaughter and all those other charges as well.
Oh, okay. So they were still holding on to the murder charge. And guys, voluntary manslaughter is a reduction to the murder charge. So is murder charge in Georgia, we don't necessarily have like first degree murder, second degree listed that way. There are degrees to murder, but first degree murder in Georgia, we're going to call that malice murder. So that is what he would have been facing originally. And then she said they were offering to reduce it down to voluntary manslaughter, which would have opened him up to receive something less than life. But still, 30-20 is crazy. It's crazy. And then you see where we ended up at. And that's what really makes it crazy. So tell me, after he rejected the 30-20, you said it was what next?
It was the 25 do 15.
And then he rejected that. And
He
then
rejected that. And then we
mhm.
waited for some days and we waited for some days. And then they wanted to give him um 30 30 they took the murder charge off and they took all the charges off just the RICO, but they wanted him to do 30 do 10. They wanted him to do 30 do 10.
So on that plea, you said they were taking the RICO charge off.
No, they was taking the murder off at that point, but they
Okay.
wanted him to do a 30 do 10. He wasn't taking that.
And now
So we negotiated some more.
I see, I see. So this has been a lot of work because I believe the um mistrial request was last Thursday.
I
Was
want to
that
say it was Wednesday.
last Wednesday? So here we are a week later, and you all of these deals have come down. So it started 30 do 20, then 20 do 15,
25 do 15.
25 do 15. Then they went down to, you said 20 do 10.
Yeah.
And when did you all get the offer that he entered today?
Yesterday morning. He he got a good attorney, one of the best in Georgia. So he
Yeah.
worked to work, and he just we told him what we'll do. Yesterday is when they did counter pleas. We let the state do what they want to do. We didn't want to do that. So now it's our turn to do our counter plea. So we told them what he would. He gave them something to work with, and they
Okay.
agreed.
Okay. And when did you find out about the plea offer that he entered today? Was this something that occurred during the day at the courthouse or nighttime?
No, this was something that went on yesterday at the court.
Okay. So yesterday during court, when the public is locked out, the
Yeah.
attorneys were inside discussing. So that's what I kind of saw today being down there. It seems like they were using the courthouse as the negotiation room. And
Hmm.
so only the attorneys, I don't believe that the defendants were necessarily out the entire time. Did you get did
Most
Mr.
likely the
Nichols?
defendant, we couldn't go in the courtroom, but most likely the defendants was in there with their attorneys. We just couldn't go in there.
Okay, okay. And
But
so,
you can't negotiate without the defendant.
well, I know, but they keep them in the back sometimes in the cell. So I didn't know if they actually brought them all into the courtroom, and they may have, which is why they were keeping everyone out. It would have just probably been easiest to allow everybody to have their different sides of the room. I did see some of the attorneys were stationed maybe in some of the conference rooms outside of the courthouse. Do you know where Bruce Harvey, where did he remain during these negotiations?
In the courtroom.
He was in the courtroom the whole time. Okay. And so tell me about the moment when he came out to tell you that they had finally offered something that Mr. Nichols was going to take.
Actually, he called my phone because they came with the offer. My husband wanted to ask me what did I feel about it, how did I think, what I thought about it. That was probably yesterday around two, probably about one. Probably about one because they went from lunch. They took a break from like 11 to 3. They were still working. So I probably got that news around 1, and they said be back at court at 3.
Okay.
And we supposed to be back at court at 3 yesterday for him to enter his plea, but it was still one problem. It was too much probation because the plea was originally um 30 do 7. So they would have left him with 23 years of probation. There was just too
Oh,
much probation. So we had to go negotiate some more.
okay. Now, you speak about the time left on probation. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but I'm aware that a few years ago, Georgia changed the law and allows you to get terminated early from probation. Do you know
Hmm.
if there was something in his plea that was going to prevent the 3-year early termination from probation?
No, I don't think he's eligible for his probation to be terminated early.
Okay. And so guys, I don't have the exact year, but a few years ago there was because there's always people in Congress in Georgia that are working on changing the laws on both sides. And so they did a study and realized that Georgia was one of the states that had the most people on probation for the longest amount of time. And so there was some reform to that, and the laws changed, which allows now, unless it's something specified in your plea deal, that you remain on longer, which requires a hearing. The After 3 years of being on probation, if you have not had any violations within a 24-month period, you have taken care of all of your conditions while on probation, then you can be terminated from your probation early. And so that I believe, unless it was something in the plea, which I didn't hear today, Mr. Nichols would be eligible to come off of probation. So he would not necessarily have to do the full 20 years of his probation. And is that your understanding?
It's only 13 years of probation once he served his sentence. He only have a remaining balance of 13 years probation, but he is not. We don't think he's going to do it all.
Right, right. And I believe that if he follows what he's supposed to do on probation and doesn't have any violations, then he should be able to get off after 3 years that his probation starts. And so let's just talk about the plea deal, and I'll kind of go into it after and explain all that a 20-7 means. Are you still able to hear me? Okay, we're gonna come back as soon as Chyna gets back on the feed. All right, so as we heard, the plea deals, it was a step down process. And that's just kind of sometimes how it is you hold out for the best deal that you can get for your client. And Bruce Harvey, who is a top attorney, I remember when I began practicing back in '05. I mean, he had the ponytail, he still has it. It was a lot fuller a little bit. And he would just be throughout the courthouse and practicing. And it was just amazing to watch him. So to see everything in action today, for him to be able to negotiate this amazing deal for Marvius Nichols, it was just amazing because as you heard his wife explain, the first off, starting with the indictment, he could have been spending the rest of his life in prison had he been convicted from what he was charged with in the indictment. And so the fact that his attorney was able to not only negotiate something that could have him home very soon, he also was able to get the murder charge dismissed. Everything dismissed except Rico. Yes, Shakisha Harvey is a legend. And so it was just amazing to see everything in action today, see them in and out the courtroom. So I got Chyna back, so I'm going to bring her back up. All
Yeah.
right, there you go.
Oh,
So,
Harvey definitely the GOAT.
yes, he is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. All right, so we're discussing the plea. And so I can't remember my last question. But thank you, Andre. So I wanted to we wanted to talk about the 22-7. We're talking about the plea that he entered. So I guess tell me you and him first conversation after he decided to take the plea. Like, what was that conversation like?
It was nervous because he was back and forth. He didn't want to take it. I kind of pressure him. Because I'm like, let's just come home. Once I asked the guidelines and the parole, and is it a parolable? Because once they came down off the violent charges, it's parolable. So what is what he got to go through? Once I realized, I'm like, can you just come home? Just come home. He didn't really want to take it. I'm not gonna lie, he didn't. I've kind of pressured him. We got kids. Just come home. Just come home.
Okay. And what was his response to that? Was he
He
and
was back
tell
and forth. He was back and forth. He didn't want to take it. I pretty much begged him like, just come home. Once they said they was gonna drop the murder, I'm just like, okay, you have no violent charges. You can parole out in the next 8 months. Trial probably still be going on in next 8 months. They probably still deliberating. Just come home. Just come home. I had to beg him and cry a little bit. And then I brought up the kids.
that'll get it every time.
I brought up the kids. I ain't gonna lie, I used the kids.
No, I mean, and that's you're giving him the full consideration. And that's what I tell my clients all the time is when you go to jail, your family goes with you. So while he is locked up 24/7, tell us, Ms. Nichols, kind of what you have experienced dealing with him being locked up. How has that been for you?
Girl, I have to dye my hair black. I have to dye my hair black now. This has been so stressful. Long nights, no sleep, like tons of. It's been a long journey. It's just been stressful. I'm not gonna lie, it's stressful. If anybody tell you it ain't been stressful, they lie. It's stressful.
Yeah.
But
And
keep faith and You know, we
Mhm.
never knew that a mistrial. We never knew this was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So every day you just thinking of all this over our head, and you know, some days you wake up like, yeah, I'm not. You know, even with the best attorney, top attorney in Georgia, some days you wake up like, yeah, he coming home, and some days you like, you know, you it's in and out because you know what you facing. You know he innocent, but innocent people go to jail too. So it's still just, you know, it's just a, and I have to keep him level headed. I got to keep the kids level headed.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And I have to keep myself level headed. And that's the problem.
Like, being there for a lot of people. Tell me, when did he get arrested?
He got arrested October. I mean, I'm thinking about his birthday, March the 17th, 2022.
So he has been in continuous custody
For
for
31 months.
2.5 years, 31 months.
31 months.
And what was going on with his life when he got arrested? Was he working? What was going on at that time?
Everything was good at that time. Yes, he was working. He's a contractor. He was working. We was doing, you know, being a family man, tending to the kids. He went to work, home, work, home. He
Mhm.
wanted to be a rapper, but he was working mainly.
Okay. And where was he when he was arrested?
Um, he was in the car with one of his co-defendants.
Okay.
He's in the
And
car with co-defendants.
were they pulled over due to the
They was
warrant?
pulled. They was yeah. It was a warrant for his co-defendant, and they got behind the car because it was they knew the co-defendant was driving the car, and he just so happened to be in the car with his co-defendant.
Okay. Okay. And so tell me, like, where were you when you got the call that he was arrested?
I literally had just got out of the hospital, and I
Mhm.
got a phone call telling me that the police was looking for him. Actually, I got the phone call from him, and I tried to make it to him, but by the time I made it to him, he was arrested. That was the worst day of my life. I didn't
Oh.
know. I was in the hospital, so I didn't know what was going on.
Mhm.
So I didn't know what he was getting arrested for or nothing. I didn't find it out because I just heard that he was getting arrested. I didn't talk to him, so I had to wait till he was booked in to find out what he was arrested for. Matter of fact, I think I pulled up to the scene and I asked him. You know what? That's a lie because I don't like the police. I didn't talk to them. I pulled up to the scene and he was in the car. I left and I had to wait till he got booked in to figure out what he was locked up for. So that's a while.
Yeah.
It took a
So,
while. It took me a couple of hours. I knew he was arrested, but I didn't know what for.
okay. And you said that he called you about the police looking for him. So was he
He said
aware
he
that?
heard the police. He said he seen the police cars by them. He said the police by around us. So I'm like, damn. And he told me where he was, and I went to him. But by the
Mm,
time I got there, he was already arrested.
okay. So you get a phone call from him at the jail, and you all are married at this time. So you get a phone call from him at the jail a couple hours later. What was that first phone call like?
Girl, I dropped to my knees. I was like, what you locked up for? And then I remind you, this is before the RICO has came.
Okay.
So he's just locked up for murder. But he got two different gang charges, and one of them sound like a RICO, but it's no RICO. So he was like, I got a gang charge or something like what they put on the RICO. I guess the officer told him. So we didn't think nothing. I mean, I thought about it, but I ain't think nothing of it. You get what I'm saying? Because it wasn't the RICO had not came along yet.
Mhm.
He was just getting
Now,
locked up for the murder.
right. Now, hearing that he was locked up for murder, I know that that had to be shocking and troubling because most times people locked up for murder, you don't get a bond right off.
Don't get a bond.
You really
You don't
cannot
get a bond.
bond right
I
off.
started thinking about lawyers. I knew the lawyers was gonna be expensive. Like, huh? What's going on? Tell me this again. It took me like I don't know. I shut down. I didn't sleep. I shut down. I didn't understand what was going on.
And that's
I thought
March,
I was in a dream.
I can imagine. So that's March 17th, 2022.
Yes,
That's when the nightmare started.
that's when the nightmare started.
Hmm.
And the RICO came May the 9th. So he was locked up for murder, no bond. And then the RICO came May 9th, 2022. So now he has a RICO. So now I done called the lawyers. I done asked the lawyer what they charging. I done got one fee. Now he got a RICO. So now I called the lawyer. This shit done double. Oh wow.
Yes,
What is
God.
going on? I ain't never heard of a Rico. I ain't know nothing about a Rico.
Mhm.
None of that. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. And while murder is a very serious charge, and you probably got a hefty quote just for that, whenever attorney hears RICO, we're instantly informed that there are multiple defendants because you can't have a RICO by yourself.
Yeah,
So that means that lets you know Diddy will not be facing charges alone because you can't be a
alone.
conspiracy with yourself. So this the RICO, like you said, it doubled the price because attorneys know I'm getting to a case. I don't know how many defendants are going to be involved, but they're going to be multiple. So the cost is more because now you're not just focused on this defendant's case, but you have to also work with co-counsel because everybody's charges are different, but they kind of all are under the RICO and they affect everyone differently. So I can only imagine. So you get the price doubles, and then what happens?
I went crazy for a minute. I had to get right. And then I told Bruce I'll be right back. And then I came right back. And this how that went. And then he told me it was gonna be a long ride. He said you're
Mhm.
gonna see a lot of people go home. We're gonna ride it out. Cause Bruce don't like pleas for real. Bruce wanna fight. That's what he do. He live for this. So he like
Okay.
it's gonna be a ride. And he knew the judge. He said about this judge, he said this case is gonna go on so long. He said the case was gonna go along so long. He said we're gonna watch a lot of people go home, but
Mhm.
we got this.
And when he said he knew the judge, at that point he was talking about
I
Judge
mean, he
Glanville.
knew what he was talking about Glenville, and I guess Glenville moves slow. I don't know. Bruce said this judge. He said I know that judge, and this case gonna go on for a while.
And so,
Everybody had so many
sorry to
judges,
interrupt you.
and it was so many the co-defendants also.
Right, right. So it's gonna drag out
None of
regardless.
your business, Lee. It was triple digits.
Triple digits.
Couple cat. It was triple digits with a
Woo.
K behind it.
Okay, let me ask this question because as a private attorney, I just got to know: is it paid in full? We on a payment plan? We still
Oh, it's
owe
paid in full now, but when I
here?
started, I was on the payment plan.
Yeah, but you paid it in full, and
Oh,
that's
it's
what
oh he
you
paid
do.
off. Oh, he's paid off now. He's been
That's
he's been paid off since last year. But yeah, I started on the payment plan.
yeah,
I ain't get on
yeah.
hand cap.
You had to
I had
make
to
it.
come up with over 100,000. Yeah, they better give me a payment plan.
I know that's right, but you made it happen. You paid in full, and your baby's coming home soon, so that was
And
worth
that's
it.
what I told him because, like,
Mhm.
it's a big gap between me and my husband age. So he didn't know too much about this. I'm like, I'm not giving nobody this what lawyer I want. I'm not giving nobody my money because they went back and forth to court a couple of times with him, no lawyer, because I was still getting the money. I said, I don't care. He was kind of frustrated because he felt like he handled it. I said, I don't care. This is too big. I'm not giving no anybody my money. I'm giving Bruce Harvey, and that's who I'm giving my money to. And that's what I did.
Oh, that's right. And you spoke about an age difference. What is the age difference between you? You don't have to tell me your age. I'm not asking that, but
I
just what
tell you the age difference. I'm gonna tell you my age.
I don't know your age though. I haven't looked him.
It's a
I haven't
couple
looked
years. It's a
up a
couple
couple
years.
years. Okay, okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Look, you said y'all been together how long? Like y'all been together for a long time. You've been married for 5. So look, age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah.
So not. I just heard it, so I just wanted to inquire. All right, so let's get back. So Rico comes in May. You've done everything to get Bruce Harvey onto the case, and just I guess it took a long time first off to get a jury chosen. When he got arrested in March and then indicted in May, did you know that things would move as fast as they did for trial to start?
That was fast.
I said to start. I didn't say the
I'm
trial.
asking, is that
I,
no, I'm talking about to start. Is that considered fast?
well, I believe that
Well, yeah, that is kind of fast because I think I retained Bruce. Like he got locked up March. Then Rico
Mhm,
came May. I had already started on his murder, but when Rico came, they shot up. So I probably retained Bruce around August.
mhm.
So yeah, and they started trial. I mean, starting getting ready to start jury selection in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
is fast.
fast.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
I
tell
forgot. I don't. It been so long.
you.
I forgot how quick that was.
Okay,
That was
because
the,
I'm
that was
saying
the fastest part of it.
yes, that was the fastest part of it. Yes,
Yeah.
and that was super fast because I have clients not in custody, but I have clients that are waiting on cases that the arrest occurred 2021. I'm going to court tomorrow for a case that occurred 2021. So the fact that trial and you have a resolution, it was fast. And shout out to Brian Steele. That is what kind of created what we see today. This is why the trial, it looks like the state is kind of putting together as they go, because
Because they had
unfortunately,
a speedy trial. Yeah.
yes, when they indicted it, Brian still filed a motion for a speedy trial, which meant the state had to hurry up and try him. Had it been normal, you all may have
We'll
just
probably still be
started.
waiting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's because there are other defendants that are in Fulton County now waiting for a trial. And they're usually a judge calls the trials in. They try to, it doesn't always stay that way, but they try to do it in the order of indictment. So if something has been indicted in 2020, they're going to want to try that case sooner than the 2022 indictment that Mr. Nichols had. So let's fast forward. Jury selection starts. That is a long process. Are you going to court every day?
Yes, but at that point, we wasn't able to be in the courtroom. How we was in the courtroom now, we was in a separate courtroom watching them on Zoom. So that's like sitting at home. But you still got to go because they
Mm,
won't see you there.
yeah. So have you literally been every day of trial? I think we're on today was like day 100 and something. I gotta check and see. But have you been there every day?
I would be lying if I said I've been there every day. No one has been there every day, but I've
Right.
been there majority of the time. You know,
Wow.
I have work and stuff, so it required me to miss some days.
Right.
But
Oh,
but that's anybody, you know. But yeah, I've been there majority of the time. I would lie if I say I was there every day. No, but
no,
I
I
have.
mean, but yeah, and I could tell today the rapport you built with the deputies and everybody. I could tell that fan favorite. So Chyna has been coming to court. Everybody knew her. So I'm glad that he was able to see that support because so many times people don't have support coming out to the and dear old Christian. Shout out to Great Wives. So yes, I know having that support, being able to look, and she's showing you the ring, look and see your face there, keeps him up because it is draining. It's a lot, especially having to go to trial because they do wake the defendants up super early to bring them over. They eat crap during the daytime just because they don't get a meal like they're back at the jail because they're in the courthouse lockup. So I know you being there for support was something that was very important to him. So I'm glad that you had the opportunity to do that. Now, did your job have to work with you? Like, did they know what was going on?
No,
Oh, look at that. You had to wait on your world wait on your shoulders for 2 years, and your job didn't know. That's
no,
amazing.
it's not. I mean, I'm my job. I'm self-employed. I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay, all right. Shout out your business. What type of business do you have?
I'm an accountant.
Okay. And so what do you specialize in? Tell us what you specialize in? Like, I mean, you're an accountant. Like, you say you're self-employed, so do you do taxes? Do you do
Anything that has something to do with numbers.
Okay, hey, look. So, Mr. Nichols had the right person in his corner because I mean, you had to will and deal and get the money together and get all of this. So he had the right person. So that's amazing that you were able to just be such a great support to him. So tell me about your kids. I think you said you all have 3 kids,
We have 4.
4,
Yeah,
and
they missed one today, but yeah, we have an 18-year-old college student. We have a
okay,
13-year-old, a 13-year-old daughter, a 10-year-old daughter, and an 8-year-old son.
okay, and the college student, girl, boy.
Girl, she's my daughter.
3 girls and a boy. Okay. So tell me what it's been like for them through this process. Like, have you been able to
All those kids are daddy's kids, so they aggravate. I have to deal with this every day,
Mm,
literally. when my daddy coming home? They want to go to court. I keep them from court because I don't want them to see it. I try to
Yeah.
shelter them from the TV. I don't want them to see it. I lie to them because I
Okay.
just don't know how to, that's something hard to tell your kids. Like, I wasn't going to tell them that unless I had to. So
Okay.
I try to hide it from them. I mean, they probably look at, everybody, it's everywhere. So they probably see it, but not in my house.
Okay. I understand. And I think that's a good thing to do because it is just it's a lot, and kids, it will be hard for them to understand everything that's going on. They don't need to see all of that. So I'm glad that you did shield them from that. So when did you give them the news of the plea deal that was being entered today? Like, how did that discussion go?
Today, I didn't tell them till today. I knew yesterday, but I didn't want to tell them because I didn't want nobody to be crying and all that. And then he go to switching up. So I just waited till
Smart.
today when I got home. I let everybody know. I didn't
And
want to tell because if
no,
they would have started crying and whining, it would have made him be like, "No, I'm not doing it." And I knew that was in his best interest to come on home. So if they would have whined and cried, he probably wouldn't have. So I didn't let him do that. I didn't tell them.
now I know you said that you kind of talked him into it. So when you all woke up this morning, was he still kind of going back and forth, or?
This morning, they go to court so early.
Mhm.
So I didn't talk to him before court this morning.
And
Because,
so,
the jail phones are off. He has no way to call me when he go to court. So I didn't talk to him before court this morning. But the last thing I talked to him about last night, he was okay. And I felt comfortable. I
okay,
felt comfortable.
okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems like he held out to get the best deal. And a lot of times, I know a lot of people were kind of commenting in the chat, like, why take a plea? Why not fight it out? What was kind of,
Because my husband, he had other stuff outside of this RICO.
mm,
So this plea was the
mm,
best thing for him. He already had probation. So his probation was already going to be violated because he's already arrested for something, whether he get found guilty or not. He's arrested. They're going to violate probation. So it was
mm,
the best thing. It worked out best for him. He's not playing out to a murder. He don't have a violent charge. All gang charges dropped. All gun charges dropped. Why not? And he got stuff outside of this, and it's all, and this what we're gonna do? Yeah, let's just go.
mm, mm. All right. So, and I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Little gaming channel has a question. He says, "You're amazing, China. Do you got a sister?"
No, I don't have a sister.
Oh, sorry, little gaming channel. I tried. I tried. Shout out to the little gaming channel. I've gotten to know him through the lead attorneys chat room. The community is awesome. We are 653 in the chat right now watching this live, which I cannot believe. This being the first time I'm live. Chyna and I, as we sat in the studio before we came up, we were super nervous. Both of us were nervous. She was nervous, and I'm like, I'm nervous too. So this has been amazing. So I kind of got more the hang of it. So if anyone has any questions that you all want me to ask China that don't feel I've covered so far, drop them in the chat. Um, Everyone is just really sending a lot of well wishes. I know you'll be able to go back and see the replay and see the comments, but they are really supportive. Seems like the deal worked out for both sides. I can kind of see where the state settled because the DA is going to be able to announce that she got a RICO conviction out
Yeah,
of YSL members. But
the state
I,
did. The state know the state dropped the murder charge. They know they didn't have nothing.
now
They
let's
just don't
talk
waste these people's lives. They just don't waste these guys' lives and all this time. And it's just they just. I guess that's a tactic. You're gonna tire them out till they take something.
Yeah, you charge them, overcharge, charge with a lot, and if you will it down and get one conviction to the one kind of RICO, I get to, as the DA say, I got a RICO conviction against a
Okay,
member of
but you got
YSL.
a conviction, but you still have an unsolved murder because you don't know who killed these people. So what's the win?
Yeah. What's the win for the victim's family? They were in the courtroom today. Now, was that the first time they had come? I suppose not, but how many times had they kind of been in court? Had you seen them?
That family, that's probably like they second or third time coming. They came when we first started. They ain't been there no more. So
Okay.
now.
Okay. And that was the family of the um victim of the murder that got dismissed against Mr. Nichols. Is that correct?
The drinks murder, yeah.
Yes. And I did notice how even though the state, and I know this had to be upsetting, even though the state dismissed all other counts except the RICO, meaning the murder, they dropped the gun charges, they dropped everything but the RICO. During Ms. Hilton reading the factual basis for the plea, she threw in
Don't
everything.
burn it up because she made me mad.
I know. I'm sorry, we got to talk about it.
Yes, I'm not
I'm not gonna play
understanding.
it. I won't
How
play
you
it.
drop
Say it with
how
yours.
you drop his murder and you try to throw the murder in his factual agreements. And you heard Bruce tell them,
Yep.
no, we're not
Mhm.
playing to that. We're playing to
Mhm.
2015 and his
Mhm.
2017 things that 2009, 2017, 2019, where he's already pled to. He's not playing. My client did not commit a violent crime, and he's not playing to nothing with that murder. He's not doing that. Ain't what we played to. How the hell you take his murder and try to put in his factual acknowledgement? Girl, bye.
Exactly. How do you dismiss the count against me? Say you're foregoing a conviction of this count against me, but still, when the court asks for a factual basis, act like I committed the murder. That was ridiculous, and I'm so
It's
glad that
that is diabolical.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm so glad that Bruce Harvey handled it the way he did. He was very adamant in letting them know we are entering a negotiated plea, but we are not accepting the factual basis dealing with a murder. We are not admitting to doing anything violent. And let me go to the lead's question really quick. You spoke about other charges that and what do you want me to call him? Mr. Nichols, or what do
You
you
can call
call
him
him?
Quay. You can call him
Quay.
Quay.
So you spoke about other charges that Quay faces, and I believe those stem from a charge that he got while he was in custody due to the YSL case. Is that correct?
That's not what resulted in this plea. He had other stuff outside this RICO that resulted in this plea, like probation and some other little minor stuff. But that charge that he got since he's been incarcerated, dealing with Bruce Harvey most likely will disappear.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Okay. Now okay. So the probation you spoke about. So have they worked out a revocation deal that will run concurrent with?
Everything gonna run concurrent. He
Okay.
actually have less probation than he started with.
Right, because you get credit for against your probation for all of the time that you have once you get in custody. So once you're placed on probation, if you're picked up for any other charge, your probation starts back running during that time because you're actually in custody. So it's counting towards that sentence. So he's been in custody now 31 months. So then that's going to be less that time that he had remaining at the beginning on probation. It'll be less that. And
And no,
so,
I'm saying the probation that he walked away with his plea with his 7 through 13,
oh,
he
mhm.
actually had less probation than he had before he went in there.
Oh, on the other charge. Okay, so on the revocation, do you know when that will happen?
I don't think he have to go back. I don't know what I think don't get me down. I don't want to quote the wrong thing. The charge that he got since he been in there, that's the only thing he have left to deal with. But his probation before he went in there, he had I can't even tell you how many years, like a lot of years of probation. But I know it was more than the 13 years that he got left.
And so when did they agree to lessen that time, or when did he resolve that?
Within his plea. And then
Oh,
and I went in there, girl. I didn't know what they
yeah, okay, so I didn't pull it because I
I
mean I
didn't know what
heard
they
in court, I just didn't hear them mention anything. So what I'll do before the next time I go live, I will find the revocation paperwork so we can take a look at it and see exactly when that was done. But so you're saying probation's resolved, and the only thing that he has remaining is a riot charge that he received since being in custody. And I think he got
being
arrested.
worked on right now. So that'll probably be resolved before he leave before he gets ships off.
And now I think he got arrested for that charge May of 2023. May 17th was the day he got arrested, but I think it occurred May 14th, 2023.
But it was inside the jail.
And that was the Fulton County Jail. Is that where he was being housed?
In Fulton County.
Okay. And are you able to tell me what happened in that case?
Very long, damn. No, they just had a riot. I don't know how and why. That type of stuff. He don't be liking me to know when he get in trouble for real. So I
I understand.
can't tell you. I just know they had a riot. Why they had a riot, how they had a riot, I don't know. Cause I'm mad. I don't like no charges. That's new money.
Right.
I don't like all that.
Right. I
But
totally
you know
understand.
how hard it is him to call me and tell me he got a new charge.
Yeah. And the riot at the jail, it could be just a fight broke out in the cell. I mean, they
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad to the point where it was any stabbing or anybody got hospitalized or nothing like that. I think it was just like more of some like fighting. It wasn't nobody got injured or hurt involved in it or nothing.
okay. And I saw that he had some co-defendants on that case, Tim Quarius Mender and Antonio Johnson or Waller. I'm not sure which last name is correct, but are you aware of that they're co-defendants with him on that charge?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I mean, he's been in custody. I'm sure that's something that Mr. Harvey can work out, possibly a time served or something. Is that what he told you he's kind of seeking to get?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. And what was I gonna go back to? I'm sorry. We were talking about the lead ex. Oh, we were talking about parole and the time. So let's everyone hit the like button. We got 792 people in the chat. I
Hey
do
guys.
I don't have the power to lock people out yet. But hit the like button. Let people know you all like the video. This has been amazing. Let me just take a break and pause and just shout out some people in the chat. Y'all have been so amazing. This is the first time that I've gone live, and to see 798 people now watching is just amazing, and to see the channel grow so quickly in a day, even though I was not prepared, meaning like prior to going on the Leads channel today, I only had like 66 subscribers. I didn't even have StreamYard. So like this has just been God in the making, just me being so scared and him just finally kicking me in the butt and saying, go today, go, let's go. So thank you, Chyna, so much for coming up. I got some more questions, but I just wanted to take a moment just to thank you all. This has just been so amazing. Chyna, they want to know if you have a Cash App. Do you have a Cash App, Chyna? If you do, text it to me, and then I'm going to drop it on the banner so that people can send you some blessings as well. So as soon as Chyna sends me that, I will post her Cash App. Yes, Lee did kick me in the butt too, right? Because he told y'all to come follow the channel. And when you're blessed with that outpouring, how can I not, follow through and come up and go live? So thank you all so, so, so much. And we are going to, Chyna is sending me her Cash App. Going to grab that when it comes through, and then I'll post it in the banner, and we'll get back into some more questions from her. Thank you, A. Sykes. Says congrats on your first interview. You did great. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm going to keep following lead. I'm paid. I am. I have that. I have his course. I have started the first session. So I definitely needed him to come and give me the quick version tonight to get ready, but I'm not going anywhere. This has been amazing. No, yes, Little Gaming Channel. I literally set it up today. Literally signed in, got an account. I did not get the free account. As you see, I don't have StreamYard in my background, but yeah, so I signed up. I set all of that up today. Lee gave me a play-by-play walkthrough. I am forever grateful for him. AV gave me the push. She gave a great blessing today, hitting me with 1,500. I'm gonna add her to my banner. I need to add the lead and AV to my banner because she made this possible as well. This is just it's just been truly amazing. All right, Miss Chyna is back. I have her Cash App, guys. Give me a second to add that to the banner, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna ask this question while I'm working on this banner. So you stated that Quay was being housed at Rice Street. Can you tell us about the conditions that he faced while being at Rice Street?
They calling me.
Oh, that's
Oh
what happened.
shit, my bad. I ain't know y'all can hear me. They keep calling my fucking phone, bro. Hold on, my bad.
Okay, good. All right.
Oh, the conditions there are bad. He hated there. He say it's worse than it's worse. It's bad. I don't go in there, so I don't know, but I could just tell you off of what he tell me and not for what he says. It's bad. They don't have hot water. The lights don't work. It's holes in the wall. I don't even see how they stay in there. I don't even see I don't know. But it's real bad from what he's saying. I done seen videos on, like news or whatever, but of
Mm-hmm.
course I can't see it because I'm not there. I just know what he tell me. He say they don't have lights, they don't have hot water. It be puddles of feces water in the floor. They don't want to get them no bleach to clean up. Like they would at least clean up their own dorm, but they don't even want to get them the stuff to clean up.
Oh goodness. So they have to clean up they have to clean up their own dorms, like they don't get cleaned up and they
Yeah, nobody. I mean, I'm sure they supposed to have custodians, but shit, they don't have them, so they got to fend for themselves. But they won't even give them the stuff to get it.
So there, I'm not lead, y'all. So it's some stuff, okay, I'm just gonna put this on here because I don't even want to say it. So if you all follow the lead attorney at AV, this came out. I think Woody might have mentioned this while he was testifying about. Has Quay ever complained about the shower and the water being? Hold on. Okay. All right. She jumped off. She'll come back. So her phone's blowing up because she shared the live with people. So we will ask her when she comes back. Yes, I don't doubt that Woody was telling the truth. Being a public defender in Fulton County, I spent most days at the jail. There were courts that we had to cover at the jail, so we were always there. It was disgusting. No one wore their Sunday's best. You see a lot of stuff. There was one time we were in court and the hold on one second, y'all. Let me make sure she's good. And the sewage bagged up at the jail. And so I don't know for y'all who have been to Rice Street, where they have jail courtrooms on the first floor of the jail where they would do probation court and things like that. So they the sewage bagged up and everything that goes into a toilet was coming out of the floor in the cell with the inmates. They were screaming and hollering because, of course, they're locked in. They can't get out. Us, the attorneys, we were able to run from the area and get away. But I was there from 06 to 2014. So that jail really, to me, needs to just be imploded and rebuilt. It is disgusting. I don't really understand how you can even repair it in its states while it's open. It's just really ran down. What I hear from clients, because I did have a client recently as of last year that was there for a while on some serious charges, and the locks don't lock. Like a lot of the locks don't lock in the cell locks or the pods. So he complained like he can go into his cell and sleep at night, but if somebody wants to fight him or get at him, they can pop the locks and come in. So it's just such a bad situation. A lot of clients that come there or, defendants that go through Rice Street are ready to move on. Like that sometimes influences someone's plea because they don't want to remain in those conditions. As a public defender, I would represent people at first appearance, and that's the court that you have as soon as you're arrested on charges. And sometimes, I would call young people's parents. Yes, DeKalb County, same way. I would call people's parents and tell them, like, your son's here for this. And it'd be something stupid like marijuana less than an ounce or something with driving. And they would say, well, I'm going to let him sit and teach him a lesson. And I would always say, this is not the place to teach the lesson. Come get your baby out of Rice Street tonight, if possible, because it's just not that place. They don't have they're understaffed. So there are not enough guards to defendants, to inmates. They're not able to monitor them or protect them from other, from harm as well. So it's just a scary situation all the way around. People make weapons. Like the wall is actually pulling apart at the jail. So I don't know, did Quay ever tell you about any of that? How they make the weapons and stuff from not that he did, but that people in there are.
Yeah, that's why it's falling apart because they done took out fucking metal out.
Yeah.
They make the I hear about that. He didn't tell me. He don't
Yeah.
have.
And so you said they take the metal and what are they doing with it?
I guess I don't know how they do it, but they make
Yeah.
objects to do stuff with.
Right. And so when you don't have enough deputies to
Both
protect,
of the judges are bullshit. Whitaker is equivalent to Glanville.
oh, y'all heard it here. Oh, not equivalent.
She's equivalent. Clock that.
Clock that. Okay. So let's get into that. So Doug did an interview today with Mr. Dennis on the way out, and so he said that he likes Judge Whitaker, and that he is happy with how she runs her courtroom and the order she maintains. Like, what do you feel about that?
Everybody entitled to their own opinion. She came in. She got a messed up situation to come fix. You get what I'm saying? So they put her in a fucked up situation to come fix. But she biased too. She said it.
Mhm.
She
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's right on the money. Judge Whitaker did kind of show a little of her bias, and I know that one of the co-defense attorneys, I'm not sure how many, have filed a motion for her to recuse herself based on her statements when the mistrial occurred last week. And so I'm not sure how many of you all tuned in. If you stay on a little like later tonight, oh, I don't have that link pulled, so we're not gonna do that. That's a little too advanced for the first stream. But you can go find it. And she basically made a comment because she asked them to stipulate to the fact that we're going to be talking about a Quay and we don't know which Quay he mentioned. And she actually said on the record, I'm trying to help the state fix your error, your sloppiness. And so bringing Chyna back up, when the judge said that comment, what was the reaction in the courtroom? Like,
what? Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. This is our first time doing this, and I should have got on my laptop. Cause baby, this phone is driving me. All my friends want the link. Baby, they should have been got the link. Oh, but yeah, I don't. That was just crazy to me. What you mean? You trying to help fix the stop, and you said it. Like what the hell? That was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
She too. I mean, she a little bit better than Glanville, but they equivalent. She biased. She ain't just. She just was a little more smoother with hers, or dressed it up a little bit more. But she's the same to me. She
okay,
made a more fair calls. You know what I'm saying? But she's biased.
all right.
That's why
So
we.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying that's why we where we at. She said she's trying to help the state. She said it. How you trying to help? You can't help nobody. You was the
Right.
referee, baby. You don't talk. You just
You're right on the money. And when she said it, I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. And she actually took a break after.
yeah.
And I don't know if somebody kind of pulled her coattail or did she make a call or did somebody say something to her when she left the bench?
Every time
Um,
she gotta go take 5 minutes. Like
yeah.
she spoke with somebody. I think she be calling Fanny.
Now, wouldn't that be something? Now, I ain't gonna go there. That's trying to say that. That's allegedly. I'm not gonna say that.
Fanny.
But I definitely feel like she left the bench to figure out what to do in that situation, because when she came back, she did start back up asking about the stipulation, but she definitely did not imply that I am trying to fix the state's case. So, oh my goodness, we are over 1,000 people in the chat. I wish I had like a buzzer to hit.
She said, I'm trying to figure out how to fish your sloppiness.
Yeah,
You to
yeah,
do. That's what
not
this
hard to do.
sloppiness.
They're sloppy, so grant the mistrial. That's how you fix
Yeah.
their sloppiness.
Then she came back. Somebody, I'm not giving a mistrial with prejudice. You really trying to pump fake somebody. I'm not giving a mistrial with prejudice, but I would give you one without. And if I give you one without, that means the state can try this whole thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody scared, baby.
Yeah. Ain't nobody scared. Let's strike it up again. Cause I mean, it's not like things will get too much better because we were missing a lot of evidence, missing reports. They didn't prep anybody.
Yeah, they wasn't prepping none of their witnesses. They happened way too many times.
Way too many times.
Way
So
it happened. It started happening on the regular. It
right.
happened like 5 times in that week.
Yeah. Because Dennis,
Last 3,
and
4.
we'll come back to Dennis. I got to comment on that. All right, let me take that note down. So let me back up. So tell me, when did you all start going left with Glanville? Like, when did?
I don't think we ever went right. He been
Hmm.
He been left long ago. He was
Okay.
left jury selection.
Oh, okay. So already in jury selection, y'all were like, give us a new judge.
We've been talking about a new judge. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know law like that. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm asking, like, there's no way we can do a petition. I've been saying, like, why would we get a new judge before the actual trial started? He been biased with motions and everything. He's been biased.
So once he finally got recused and you all got a new judge, like, what was the feeling? Was everyone
Okay,
happy?
when she first came in, I'm like, okay, she fair. When she got comfortable, she started acting like she started acting. You ain't noticed? Have you been following this case?
I have her
When she
comments.
first came in, it was we're not taking no breaks, and we're gonna be here at 9 o'clock, and we're gonna start on time, and da da da. And you ain't noticed that we take 5 breaks a day, 10
Yeah.
breaks a day. She need 5 minutes every 5 minutes.
It's not good because at first she wasn't even letting people go pee. She was like,
She couldn't even
no.
go pee. Now she got to be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that too is her getting comfortable, but also her seeing you can't control this raggedy ass case. I just don't even have words for it. I think she thought that. Go ahead.
I felt bad for her when she first came because I'm like, damn, they done gave this lady this mess.
And there have been so many motions for mistrials before she even came on the bench. So she had to kind of come in, get acclimated on what happened before, what were the rulings before, because even if she would have ruled differently, she had to still follow what the rulings were before. In the case, you can't come in and if Glanville says some evidence was in, she can't come in now and say it's out. Unless there's been some new legal argument, right? But I think she came in thinking she could rein them in. And then she started to realize this case is a mess and it's not the judge, just Glanville. It is the state and their presentation as well. And she can't fix it. And so that's when I think she started to see the, not the bottom of the bottle. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is just some inside stuff. The chat is lighting up. So I hope you can see it.
You come in.
Okay, yeah. So people are lighting up the comments, but yeah. So I think she thought she could control it, and once she realized that she couldn't, it just here we are, right? She's tried, I think, to protect the state a lot of times because you all saw her kind of giving them the objection. They'll say objection, and she'll say, "Oh, it's to this reason." Like she'll speak for them.
They object. That's what I'm saying. She was biased.
And what was the reactions in the courtroom when that would happen? Like, was there talk amongst you all?
I mean, we can't really have too much reaction because we're gonna get kicked out. But everybody caught it. Everybody caught it. And then she go and move, swing. She be back and forth. I don't know.
Now, what was the reaction when she kind of dissed I think it was Mr. Brown is his name. I don't even get me wrong, but the state's attorney when she said, no, what the judge wants is attorneys that can try a case. Like, what was the reaction in the courtroom? Was it
I mean, our reaction was like, wow, she just said that, good, good, because we been felt like that, but
it still was a little harsh though.
It was true though.
Yeah.
She be the defendants.
Yeah. Yeah, but she definitely was starting to show signs of mood swings. I felt like she's gotten really moody towards the end. Like even that day, I think on Lee's chat, they were pointing out how she was huffing and puffing
Yeah,
on the mic. Were you all able to hear that in the courtroom? Can you all hear her sighing in the comments that she makes?
we can hear her and see her. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Now, does she do any of that in front of the jury?
Yeah, I mean, well, it seemed like she not really. She now that is what she'll do. See, Glanville do that in front of anybody, but yeah, she will tell them to get out, and she go crazy.
Okay. Okay. So that she's at least she wasn't doing it in front of the jury. But you're right, Glanville did kind of give us Glanville in front of everybody. It didn't matter who was in the
You
courtroom.
got it uncut and raw with Glanville, baby. He ain't care, but she will just excuse the jury, and then she'll say,
Okay. So let's talk about the jury. Were you able to ever now I was in court today, so they do have the tinted
"Got it,
kind
Tenant."
of glass up. So the jurors are sitting facing this way. There's a dark glass here on the right of them that is blocking them from the crowd. So were you ever in a position to see the jury really good, or has that tent been up the whole time?
The tent has been up the whole time, but I don't think it was there before because I ended up telling my husband before, like, I can't see the jury. And he was like, can see there. So but you can see like they silhouette, but you
Yeah,
can't really see them. Some people with glad like some people can see them. I can't see through that. So I could just see like they silhouette. But
yeah.
do be people saying like the juror sleep, the juror laughing, but I can't see through it. But some
Yeah, it
people
was hard to see. I know I heard Miss Sylvia say that I think from her position, because she sits right behind the law and crime camera, so they're on the first row that she can see.
she
But
see
I was on the third row, so I was sitting right behind you, and I could just tell that people were there, but I couldn't make out. And so what happened today when we originally got let into the courtroom at 1, the victim's family sat on the first row of the left side, and then the defendant's family, no, the media sat the second row. um, Chyna and the other family members sat on that third row, and then visitors, we were on the fourth row. And then when Doug stood up and asked for his client to be brought in, and they took everyone out the courtroom in order to bring the defendants in, they restructured things and put the victim's family in the jury box. So they were in the jury box when we first went back in, and then they moved them to the pews in the middle once everyone got set. So they I could just tell somebody was sitting there, but I couldn't make out anyone. I couldn't tell what they were doing. So I'm not sure how much
yeah, Doug asked for that, and my husband also wanted everyone out in the he had told his attorney that he wanted everyone out, all his co-defendants out too. He didn't want it to look like a secret plea or leave it out there like he was doing something. Because people like to insinuate. But he had already told his attorney also that he wanted his co-defendants out. He wanted everybody out there. He didn't want a private plea. It wasn't a secret.
Right, right. And I know a big point for you in telling me about the plea was that he was not required to testify as a part of that plea.
He wasn't taking no plea that required him to testify. He could have been home last year if he was gonna testify, but he didn't take that.
Yes, he did not. And thank you, y'all.
Nobody, I wouldn't even allow him to take that. Mm.
Right, right, right. And I just want to shout out, we got 1,004 watching live, 2.8K subscribers. I saw a question. Yes, this is my first live ever. So this has just been amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. So let me get back into it. All right. So Doug spoke about the jury. I did talk with him after court today outside. He was actually, everyone was set up for a press conference. We thought that they thought Bruce Harvey was going to come out and speak, but he actually jetted out
They
back to
got a press conference, but they had to go to him. He didn't do it at the courthouse.
He did not. He actually went out on the prior side, and everyone was set up on the
On
central
the central
side.
side.
Yep. And he did. Doug came over and spoke and gave everyone the heads up because everyone was still waiting. And then told everyone to come to his office. So I know that some people went to his office to do that.
Hmm.
Now, I had a
I was
question.
lying to them too. I said he on central. I told them to go to Central.
You up there and gave them the rat race. And because you were whisked away by security after. So like
Oh
y'all
my
were going
God. I'm
quick.
like, yes.
Y'all were going quick. So I was surprised to hear they were setting up. So I thought Bruce was gonna do it. But that's what I was talking about Doug. So he says that he can see the jury. And he can see them better from where he's sitting now. And he says that he feels like they're engaged. They're taking notes. He can tell when they tune out to witnesses that they believe are not credible, but they do tune in to the witnesses that they do deem credible and that they're taking notes. Were you ever able to see the jury at all or get an idea from anyone kind of how they've been behaving during the trial?
And I could just see their silhouette. But my husband used to tell me that he could see them because it's like the way they face him, but we got that tent right there. So I couldn't see. I could just see the silhouette. I
Right.
didn't strain myself to see what they was doing. But my husband used to say he could see them. They sometimes they laugh and they take notes and he seen it.
Okay.
But
And
my husband was actually comfortable with the jury. I just
that's what,
want
okay. So he was comfortable in feeling like they were probably leaning towards his side. Is that what you're saying?
no, I mean he was just comfortable with the jury. Like he felt like they had a decent jury.
Okay. And that's what Doug was kind of saying, like they're a fair jury. He doesn't believe they're breaking the rules. He believes that they're following the rules, not watching the trial. So that's good to hear that Quay felt the same way. So it's interesting to see how things are going. So do you have any idea how the other cases are going to play out? Any
Who
word?
who other cases? The
The
code.
other defendants, the co-defendants.
I'm not sure, but I know they were still negotiating. When we
Mhm.
left at the end of the day, they said they were still negotiating and they're back tomorrow with non-jury. But I'm not sure how nobody else's case would turn out. I really don't. I ain't gonna sound scared. I wish everybody the best, but they're not
Right.
my.
Okay, and so non-jury tomorrow. So guys, you heard it. I know when I left, Doug was saying he didn't know if the jury was coming back or not. Although I think he was being a little facetious. But anyway, so no jury tomorrow. So it'll be back to negotiations.
At 9. I don't know how much more negotiating they gonna allow, but they back negotiating tomorrow at 9 with no jury.
And you don't have to appear.
No,
Yes. Oh, y'all know what? I thought I did put the banner up. I must didn't hit something right because I updated it. Show. I forgot to hit show. I'm so sorry. I just hit show. So Chyna's Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. And shout out to the stream sponsors, the lead attorney and AV to the seventh power for blessing me earlier today during their live. They are the reason you all are here. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Let me come back to comments. Okay, there we go. Back to the comments. All right. So I think I see people talking about the press conference. Did you watch Bruce Harvey's press conference?
it ain't came.
Oh, okay. So
Oh, I don't know if it came on 6 o'clock news or it's gonna be on 10 o'clock news. It ain't up there yet. When I look,
okay, so we'll check it out. I see them saying that Bruce Harvey got emotional. Did he ever
courtroom, that's why he ran out and told y'all to meet him. He had
oh, and I kind of saw him kind of getting I didn't know what was going on the podium, but I did see him kind of take a pause and kind of gather himself at the podium. So you're saying he was getting emotional then.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
emotional him. You didn't see him keep breaking and yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's been working his case since you called him, since pretty much since the summer of 22. And so this is something he's lived and breathed. And when you really care about your clients and are passionate about the case, like you take some of that kind of with you as well. Like it lives with you too. Did he know Quay prior to you hiring him for this case?
they been in that courtroom for like 22 months. Like
Yes.
everybody was emotional. The whole
Yeah.
it was it was 3 attorneys and the intern. They
Yeah.
all emotional.
Now tell me about the other attorneys. So I know it's Bruce Harvey, Miss Westmoreland,
Oh,
and
Orland, Lamar Gardner.
okay. And yeah, everyone was so excited, but everyone has been pouring their heart and soul into defending Quay because up until today they have been at trial. Trial is stressful. The longest trial I've been on was a week long. I could not imagine being on trial for this long. This is not typical. Okay, so this is the longest trial in Georgia. It may be the longest trial in history. This is very, very long. And unless everyone takes a plea deal, it will be continuing. So that was a lot of stress and weight lifted with a great result that his client was happy with. So I know that that was very emotional for him. So I can't wait to check that out. Okay, so they're asking questions. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Say something. What you about to say?
They saying he got emotional in the press
Yeah,
conference.
at a press conference.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go check that out too. Now, question: what did you ever see Miss Hilton and Miss Love going at it? There were some words that, like, when the mistrial happened, it might have been some.
Love, you said Love.
Yeah, Miss Love and Miss Hilton.
Love done got on his last nerves. You can tell from the start in the beginning, like how they was. They used to color coordinate, dress alike, and then in the courtroom, you could just tell because it's like Love don't let her do her job. She gonna do her motion. Oh, Love want to argue the motion. She don't let nobody argue their motion. Every time somebody they motion, she was sending notes. She writing notes.
Yep, she was.
Some days you can just look at it and tell, like, of course Simone ain't gonna say it, but you can tell body language, like, leave me alone. I got this.
I mean, Simone won an award in Boston during this trial. She got an award for her work as a DA, so she's very competent. And okay, so now when the mistrial happens, well, the request for the mistrial last week, did you see any? I saw them kind of fly out the courtroom.
It was a whole bunch of stuff going on. It was yelling, voice was carrying, they were going crazy.
Now, who is they?
Them people there.
Them people. So are we saying Love and Hilton, or was it all of them? A body? Was it? What was it?
Love,
Some more?
Love was mad because she wasn't in there, and she was mad. And she like, how did this happen? And da, 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 da.
And y'all could hear her. So where were they at having this conversation?
In the hallway. They
In
was
the
everywhere. Everybody was just moving around, baby. They was here, that they was everywhere. It was crazy.
It was crazy. It was crazy because I remember watching it live, and it's like she just flew out. I think the person, the brighter skin, curly hair, she left out first with the laptop. Then Simone left out. It was like they were filing out. Like, oh my, let's go call Funny. What's going on? So okay, so tell me how that was. Like, talk about that time. Like, how was it in the hallway? Because I saw a lot of family today. They get a lot of get kind of animated out there in the hall. What was going on?
It was just that, like, just a lot of back and forth. You could tell they was frustrated. You could tell it's something bad. If you wasn't inside the courtroom, you could tell something just went on. You can see it from the outside looking in, like something done went on. If somebody hurt, some type of something done went on in that courtroom. It was just too much motion. Could nobody sit down? Everybody was just, you could just tell. Everybody, the whole courtroom was just shook up. Them and the defense, but defense wasn't really tripping because that was their problem. But the state was tripping. They was everywhere. They was outside. They was out. You know how the courtroom made. So they was
Yeah.
in that part. They was down the hallway, like where you seen everybody here today. They was outside. They was just everywhere.
Okay.
They was
Okay.
on and off the elevator, in and out the doors.
Wow. And I could see the day when things got ready to
Yeah,
happen, more people from the state came down.
yeah. Imagine how today was a little bit more intensified and a little bit in like times 10.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because the state definitely had more people in the building today. There were victim advocates that were with the family, but it was a couple of other prosecutors just coming down, just I guess kind of to help out with things today, because I guess a lot's been going on. Now, when I got there at 10:30 today, I saw Simone Hilton and Miss Love come in maybe like 11-ish. Now, had they been down there earlier and left, or was that their first? Okay, okay,
They down earlier, then they left, and
okay,
they left and came back like 2 or 3 times until about lunch hour. Well, Love didn't.
okay.
I didn't see Love until it was time, but Hilton had came out. Love didn't come until it was time.
Thank you, Miss Jazzy Jazz. Thank you so much for that. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, so were the hand signs Quay would do to it? They're saying something about the hand signs. Did y'all have some little hand signs going back and forth? Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was cute. That was cute. Okay. So y'all would do that every day when he would come into court?
And blow kisses through the heart. It's a heart. It's not a gang sign. It's a heart.
No, it's not a gang sign. It is a heart. Let's not okay, before they try to put you in the next Rico.
It's just
It is a heart. It is a heart. Someone asked, is Quay going to do interviews when he gets out?
Quay doing interviews. Yeah, when he get
Yeah.
out,
Now?
he doing them over the phone. Yeah.
Okay, y'all hear Quay is doing interviews as we speak. Now, did any of his jail calls get served in discovery? That's always like a fear of mine when my clients get locked up. I'm like, don't talk, because when they serve discovery,
We don't
and
talk.
okay, he don't talk good. That's smart of him. So discovery is all the evidence that the state will use against you in a case. The law does not require that discovery to be turned over until 10 days before trial. However, it comes much sooner just because we need time to get ready for trial. And I remember I had a case, it was a child molestation case in Fulton
Oh,
County.
that's the
Hmm?
law. For me.
Yeah, the law is 10 days before trial is the last time that they can turn it over, which is
We be
why
doing.
some evidence was still coming out right before trial that they were allowing to come in, because it's 10 days. But you usually get it much sooner. But the
We got
client I had,
every day in this case.
yeah, every day, every day. He was charged with child molestation, and in discovery, I got 600 jail calls. 600, and they were looking to see if he was going to be discussing anything about the case on the jail calls. And a lot of times what we even saw in this case, when people get locked up, that's when they're talking, because it's like it just happened. So I'm calling, this is what I got locked up for, this happening, I didn't do this, or this is what really happened. That's when a lot of the jail calls that people have used against them occur when they're first arrested. So this is just a hint. Don't talk on the jail phone at all. It's always recorded. No one is sitting right there listening as you talk. This is not 1960s and we sitting there with it. No, it's a computer system that all your calls are saved under your PIN number. And all they have to do is type your PIN number in, hit download, and they have all your calls. Once they get to know the numbers, then they
Hello,
can.
thanks.
You said what now?
I'm saying thank you to Aaliyah.
Oh, okay, yeah. When they get the number that they call, frequently, they can just search through that way. But they will definitely pull the calls and have an intern listen to see if there's anything in the call that you can use. They can use against you. So just always remember that no one is actively sitting on the call listening, but it's sitting on a server, and they will download it and use it against you. Um, all right, so let's see. Any more questions? China, do you have an Instagram? They want to know your Instagram.
Why didn't you know my Instagram?
Girl, they are loving you. The public is loving you. You are
Finesse underscore queen. Finesse underscore queen.
finesse underscore queen. All right, let me attempt to add that to the
It's finesse underscore. Let me go. It's finesse
finesse.
underscore queen with 3 underscores after that, I think.
Girl, text it to me.
Yeah,
Text it to me. Okay. I'm like, oh, you lost me with the sticker underscore. Okay, so yeah, so she's gonna text that to me, and I'll get that posted in the chat. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, okay, I'll ask that question when she comes up. Great question, Benny 0123.
what you asking?
Okay, do you talk to the other families?
Um, I speak to the other families. Like, we be at court. We've been in court for months. The
Right.
court family, but I don't know. I don't hang out with the families or nothing.
Yeah, I
I
will
mean,
say y'all today trying to kind of stay separate from the other families. She wasn't, sitting necessarily down with them. She did speak and was casual. You were cordial, but she's kind of like to herself. That's what I kind of saw. Like you just vibing over here down. Cause I mean, it did. kind of at times get rowdy, another YouTuber came in and they were sitting down. So it kind of got rowdy a couple times, a couple of the family members seem like, big shit talkers, other families. So it could get cross. I can understand you definitely kind of just want to stay to yourself, especially in your joy and happiness today, just
Yeah.
because, yeah.
Nobody drink. Nah, yeah. I was to myself.
Yeah, y'all. She just
But
had
yeah,
a big smile, and yeah, it was just I could just tell some good news was coming this way because of the way she asked. Okay. Okay, so I had another question about, will this plea deal affect the other defendants? No, well, everyone is charged with different counts in the indictment, so not necessarily, right? But it could be tied together in some way if he has some co-defendants that have the same counts. I'm not sure, but
how would it be tied to the co-defendants that he has some count
yeah,
paid out to his prior charges, which was
right.
a 2017 arrest and a 2019 arrest. He didn't plea out. He only had co-defendants.
Okay, and
So
so what?
one.
And so what China is explaining, and I'm dropping her Instagram now, is that everyone had separate counts in the indictment. So his chart, it wasn't like he was in count 49 with someone else. So that's his own individual. And like she said, he originally got arrested for murder charges and the RICO came later. So basically that's what I was kind of gathering from the trial, is that it's a lot of independent crimes that occurred. Some of the people may have been co-defendants in those individual crimes, but they put them under one big umbrella, the RICO, to get the sexiness of the case. So today all his other charges were dismissed, and so how the other defendants, it won't necessarily, everyone's plea offer is going to be different and going to be dealing with what their charges are. However, I am curious to see if, let's say, two more take pleas and three, and I'm putting her Instagram here, go back to trial, what is going to happen? Like, I honestly don't know how that will work. I'm going to assume that the and these are 3 underscores.
At the end, yes, three. It's two in the middle and three.
So 2 underscores after finesse and 3 after queen. I don't know if I'm really showing that correctly for you all to understand, but that's what that is. So that's 2 underscores for finesse. Did I not do that right? Do I need to space them out? I don't know.
No,
So it's two,
no,
huh?
it's all one.
That's what it's looking like, or that's what it is.
You talking to me or the chat? Because I can't see.
I'm talking to you. Do you see the banner going across the bottom of the screen? Is that,
Oh,
did I
mhm.
check and tell me? Did I
Yeah,
do it
that's
right?
right.
I can put some spaces. Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
right.
2 underscores after the first, and then 3 after queen. So that is that. They're saying IG has some nice pics. Do you model? All right. So back to my question. All right,
Yeah,
answer. So if they
around the
go back to
board.
court with 3 defendants
Mhm.
left, I guess that Whitaker will have them come up with some type of limiting instruction. They have to say something. You can't just
They
strike the trial
got
back up and
limited.
have 3 people in the courtroom. You can't. You got to say something. So I'm guessing it will be the other 3 were severed from the trial, and she won't say why. I'm just really not sure, guys. This is kind of a new arena, so I'm not really sure what what is going to happen, what they're going to say. I would think that if I go back, if I'm on trial and I come back in and it's 3 of us and 3 are gone, that I will be worried that the jury may feel biased
Yeah.
to think, like, if the other 3 pled guilty, then what makes you not guilty? Like, I'm not sure. So it's really just going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Um, let's see. Any other questions? Because we have now been on since 9 o'clock. I cannot believe that We have been streaming for an hour and a half, 932 people still in the chat. This is just so amazing. Chyna, is there anything that you want to tell the people before we get ready to wrap this up?
We're gonna do a book. Me and my husband gonna do a book. He's been taking notes every day. I've been taking notes every day since the trial started. So we're gonna write a book about this experience. And I talked to him today, when he came back from court for about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing good mentally. He's happy to come home to his family. You know, he just ready to put it all behind him and start his new life. He have a new life, and we're gonna make the best of it.
Yeah. Now
Thank
someone's asking,
you guys for the support.
yes, thank you guys for the support.
Did you
Does he
have
have any limiting instructions in his plea deal?
uh-uh
Like, is there anything he can't do? Will he not be able to travel? Will he not be
I
able
mean,
to do this?
get in no trouble. He can't get new charges. You know, the
Mhm.
typical probation. But we're traveling. Soon he get home, we're going to the island.
I love it. I love it. Because while you're on probation, guys, you definitely can travel. You just have to notify your probation officer in advance to get permission. But he definitely will be able to travel. So he has 20 years to serve 7. That was the plea that he entered. So how that works, the 7 years, he may not serve, and I don't think he'll serve all 7 in custody. So anytime that he is released early, he'll be placed on parole for the remaining 7. So any time of the 7 that he gets out to the streets, let's say he's released and he's been in now 3.5. Let's say he comes home in 4.
Yeah,
When
he's been credited for 31 months, and he's eligible for parole in 40, so he can be home as early in the next 9 months.
Yes, y'all hear that, guys? He could be home. Quay could be home within 9 months. So he's up for parole in 9 months, and at that time, he will be in custody 40 months, which is almost, it's like 3.5 years. So, well, no, 3.3. That's right. A third. Once you do a third of your time, you're eligible for parole in Georgia on certain offenses. So he'll be eligible. If he gets out at that time, the other 3.5 years will be on parole. So parole, probation, kind of the same. It's a monitoring system. However, if you violate parole, you go back to prison, because you're still under that prison sentence of the prison time of the sentence. So the 20 do 7 years he has to spend in custody, but he can be paroled early. As you heard Chyna say, he'll be eligible in 9 months for parole. And what was very important about Bruce Harvey putting on the record the non-violent nature of his plea is that he will have a lighter time. So there are guidelines when it comes to parole. So he will be rated a lower level. Therefore, he'll be able to parole out sooner if they are if there are no violent charges. And so that was very important that the voluntary manslaughter wasn't taken. He didn't take a plea to the gun charges. So he doesn't have anything that could delay his parole. It just really be up to the parole board. Now things are different. They don't do parole hearings like they used to do back in the day, where you could bring people in and you go in front of these people and you plead your case. A lot of times people don't even know when they're up for parole because it is just a review of the file and they make a decision. So I've handled a parole consideration case before, and we put together a packet for that and presented it to the parole board. It was on a murder case. He was not granted parole, but it wasn't a hearing. We were just able to submit a packet. I knew the day that it would be reviewed. So a week prior, we submitted a packet, got character letters. That's pretty much all you can do at this point, is just put a packet together and submit it in hope that they'll parole him. So he doesn't have any violent charges, so we're going to be praying with you that he gets paroled in 40 months and come home. And can I get the first interview when Quay gets out?
Yeah, Quay should be home in 2025.
2025, y'all heard it here. Quay will be coming home in 25. Can we get the first interview with Quay on the outside on this channel? Can we get the first interview?
Yes.
Yay, y'all heard it here. So Quay gets out. If I got to come down the right street, if I got to, escort y'all to the studio when it happens, who knows where it will be. with the channel by then. We will have Quay on the channel when he is released. He will be eligible for parole in 9 months. 9 months. Y'all heard it here.
Mark,
So,
Mark, I said
yes.
Mark.
Okay, she already got the date. It's probably already circled on the thing. Thank you so much, Little Gaming Channel. Thank you, Chyna, for being my first guest. I just want to thank you. You were warm and welcoming in the hallway. You know me from Adam.
I,
You literally were looking for Miss Sylvia. Sorry. And I said, she's in the media room.
Sylvia, come on, tell Miss Sylvia don't get on her live and talk about us without talking to me.
Thank you. She wanted Miss Sylvia to get the facts. And when she looked for her, I said, she's in the media room, but you can step out right now and chat with me. And she did. I showed her that I was on Leaves Live. She gave me the intel. I gave it to the community as soon as I got it from her. And after court, I saw her giving an interview to someone else. And I made a comment joking with her. And she said, I got you. Take my number. She gave me her number outside the courtroom. I locked it in, texted her right then, gave it a few hours because I was on a high too from today. Just everything that happened on the Leeds channel, just getting all these followers, checking in. It was just
It was too
amped
much.
up today. It was a lot. So, I gave her time to get home and just kind of relax, hit her up, and she agreed to come up tonight. It was spurred a moment. Like, she's just like, yes, I love you for it. I will never forget this moment. We are definitely going to stay connected. Thank you so much. You brought me over 1,000 people in the chat for my first live. Y'all saw it here first. Me and Chyna did it. And so, this was amazing. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna let you go, get some rest. I know it's been a lot. So just celebrate.
Take it all in.
I know, girl, you're gonna be
I don't
smiling for days and days.
watching me on here because my phone is going crazy. They might see
I,
me.
I know they have. And like every morning you have been getting up to go to court, right? Or trying to figure out how you're gonna get to the courthouse. You don't gotta do it no more.
Yeah,
It's
that's
over.
what I said. Yes, that's what I told Attorney Lamar. I said we ain't gotta get up in the morning. We can sleep in.
Yes.
They can go take some more cases, get them some more money. I appreciate them for everything. But
Yes.
shout out to
Yes.
Bruce Harvey.
Yes, shout out to Bruce Harvey and the team, Mr. Moreland, Lamar. Shout out to everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chyna. I'll be
Thank
in
you.
touch. Yes, thank you for joining. All right, we're gonna let Chyna out today. Oh my goodness, this has been amazing. They can't still see you. I took you down. All right, thank you. I'll be in touch when we're done. So this has been amazing, guys. I just want to thank everyone. Oh, I was on Thugger Daily page. I think you're famous, Villoria. When you on? Okay, I gotta go check it out. So thank you so much. Yes, Little Gaming Channel. She was a true ride or die. She stayed down. Y'all heard her. She got the call that he was locked up. She called looking for the best. She knew that Bruce Harvey was one of the best. She called him. He quoted her one price. Months later, when the indictment came down for Rico, price doubled, 6 figures. Mama stayed down, got to work. She has 4 kids she's taking care of and holding Quay down while he has been locked up for 31 months. And I just really wanted her to come up so that you all could see the other side of things. Like a lot of times we just been talking about the defendants and the things they go through, but their families go through it too with them. And y'all could have just seen the smile. She was just so happy, dancing around the hallway today, just trying to hold it in, hold it together, hoping and praying that it stayed the way they thought, because things can always change. So it was just great. And so I had to bring her up. And so thank you so much for tuning in. I just could not believe that this is going so well. I was so nervous. Thank you all the shout outs saying I did a great job. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Scott A. Thank you, Candace Nicole. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, like Ms. Renee. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone, thank you, thank you. Like, I still don't know where this channel is gonna go because this was my first live, but I just, wherever it goes, just know that you were a part of the beginning. You got in on the ground floor. Struggle streaming and all. Thank you so much. Like, I saw Lee say earlier his first live, he had like one person, but just look how he's grown his channel. He's putting out a class on it, and he helped me tonight and today to be able to have 3,000 people subscribe to my channel in a day and go live with almost 1,000 in. So it's just been amazing. I got court in the morning at 9 in Fulton for one of my own cases. So I got to go get some rest and get ready for that. But it's just, this has been amazing. I will be back. You all have been great. Thank you so much for all of the love. I am going to get better. I am going to be able to kind of pay attention to some comments as we go. Thank you, Little Gaming Channel. It says you, for a first live, you killed it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I have seen your commentary on Lee's channel. I've seen your comments. I've seen the love that you showed that channel. So just you being here, thank you so much. Thank you so much for dropping the comments. Yes, y'all are my day ones, DJ Woodwork. So, you know, wherever we grow from here, I'm gonna be shouting out my day ones. Day ones. Y'all are in here. So I'll be back. Like, this will not be the end of things. We are going to discuss legal-ish on this channel. So it may be some stuff about the trial, but I really, really want to do a lot of education to you all, because a lot of times I get calls for clients and I'm like, I wish I would have been able to tell you what to do on the front end. So I'll be sharing all of that. Being a criminal defense attorney for 19 years, I've seen a lot. So I will be telling you all how to avoid the pitfalls and things. So they are my day ones. I love it. Thank you. Mango Gelato, Ellen from Big D, love you all. Tanya K. Green, Tanya Allen. The chat's going so fast. Chef Russ Carter, day ones. I love it. Andre, photography. That is, he does all my pictures that you see on my page. The picture that's on my thing. Check out Andre Gerard Photography. He shot that for my branding shoot. It's just been amazing. Like, y'all, Lead is the best. I honestly emailed him and was like, oh my God, Chyna's coming on the channel. This was all in the subject, mind you. So, oh my God, Chyna's coming on the channel tonight. Help me. I don't know what to do. Help me, right? Because I told you I did not have StreamYard until this evening. Signed up, and it's just been amazing. Y'all are so welcoming. I love it. I'm sarcastic. Yes, yes. Day ones. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow. So I'll be in Fulton tomorrow at 9 for court. Whenever I get through with that, I will peek in and see what's going on. It sounds like they will be back in the jury room at 9 a.m. The jury has been called off, so they will be working on plea negotiations again. I suspect that we'll get another plea tomorrow. I think there's someone very close. I don't want to give it away because it'll spoil who I got the info from, but I don't know. I got a feeling we might get another little plea. Yes, Little Gaming Channel. I forgot to say that everything that we've discussed today has not been legal advice. Okay, I am no one's attorney on this live unless you already have a signed retainer agreement with me. So this has not been legal advice. This has just been legal commentary. We had an amazing guest tonight, Chyna Nichols, the wife of Quay Marvius Nichols. There's a lot of Quays in this trial. So this was Quay. Don't know if this was hashtag free Quay, but hopefully he will be free in 9 months. He's up for parole. So check out Bruce Harvey's press conference. I'm going to go check out that tonight too, so I can see that, because I just know that it was such a relief for this to be over. Yes, there is a movie coming. I can see that as well. This trial will go down in history. There's all I kept feeling today was like that this was OJ's trial. Like this was our OJ of our time. Like I always wanted to be an attorney, but I was young when the OJ trial first occurred. And so while I have seen a lot of stuff on it after, I just wasn't able to. I was still in school, so I wasn't able to do this and look. It wasn't YouTube, right? So we didn't have live streaming of trials back then. So, but this trial is just amazing. So it's just been so exciting to kind of be in the building and be in the courtroom and just see it all go down. So thank you so much for the support. Someone said 50 Cent will make the best show. We're not gonna let Tyler Perry. I don't even think this is gonna fall under Tyler Perry's genre, so we're not even gonna put that in the atmosphere. Okay, we're gonna let Tyler stay where he is because this needs to be done. Oh, poor Moonton. Yeah, at least he is not sitting with the worst deal, because that's what I kind of thought was going to happen last week when the mistrial was requested. I was like, wouldn't it be something if he ends up with the longest amount of time? So he won't be, but still totally could have been avoided with a better attorney. So let's yeah, so that matters. So I'm really not sure what happened there. OJ generated court TV and made Benny who he is. Yes. So maybe YouTube was going on then. I know court TV is kind of different. It was being streamed, but yeah. So that was a very, very big trial. And this is kind of like our OJ of these days here in Atlanta. So can I help Moontunk out? Oh, I wish I could. I so wish I could. I wish I could have just tapped in as his attorney doing the revocation hearing, because there was just not a good presentation presented. I've already spoken on that. Tyler Perry and addresses Miss Hilton. That would be hilarious. He had to be Miss Love though, because, well, you know what? Miss Hilton is tall, and I know Miss Hilton. She's a soror of mine. Shout out to my Delta Sigma Theta sorors. She when I see her, so forget what she's doing. Like, we know each other outside of this. We have a rapport. So when I saw her today, I gave her a hug, but I hate hugging her because she always makes me feel like a midget because she is so tall. And in her heels, she's even taller. So yes, you're right. Tyler Perry in a dress to play Miss Hilton. That would be hilarious. They are both tall. Miss Hilton, I believe, might be taller. I have to pay attention to that tomorrow. Thank you so much, Sky's the limit. Thank you. Says, I'm doing great. Love the way you interact with your audience. Thank you so much. I have had great mentors and teachers in this thing, so I've been taking good notes. So thank you so much for that. Let's see. All right, y'all. I don't find a reason to kind of drag it out anymore. We've been here for almost 2 hours. I'll see you all tomorrow to go to the lead attorneys live tomorrow. I'll be providing some commentary there as I'll be at the courthouse at 9 a.m. And I will be back live soon. And I hope to see all of my day ones then. Okay. So I'm going to wrap it up. Court is starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So be in the building 9 a.m. tomorrow. The jury is not going to be present. So I believe it will be like it was today, where it will be closed to the media until they work out something to do for the judge. That's when they'll call the judge out. All right, little gaming channel, A5A in the house. Okay, Divine 9. So yeah, 9 a.m. tomorrow. It will just be kind of doing the same thing today, listening out, trying to see what is going on. But there will be one less defendant present and one less wife in the crowd. That's something. I'm so happy for them. So, all right, y'all, have a great night. Thank you again for tuning in. This has been amazing. I love you all. Thank you so much. You all get some rest as well, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.